Hi friend, today I am going to show you how you can create a single node cluster in Azure VM. So agenda of this course will be basic overview of Hadoop and the setting of a single node cluster in Azure VM. So let's go to understand the basic of Hadoop. Uh, to understand the basic of Hadoop, we need to first understand what is cluster. Cluster is nothing but a group of machines working together to store and process the data. That means if someone is saying that a Hadoop cluster means you have a group of machines and each machine is communicating with each other to process and store a huge data. So now going to Hadoop. Hadoop is a master slave architecture. That means there will be one master and there will be multiple slave, and master and slave, they will communicate with each other, and each node means VM, or you can say that physical machine or PC, which will have its own IP address. That means using that IP address, but you will easily identify the particular node. So now look at this picture. Actually this picture is saying lots of things. That means it is saying different components of Hadoop. Hadoop mainly have two components, you can say. One is Hadoop core components, another you can call the Hadoop ecosystem. Hadoop core component actually consists of Hadoop distribution file system. Means distribution file system means there will be a master node and that slave node, name node and data node, and then we have that MapReduce framework as well. MapReduce framework means, let's say you have stored some data on Hadoop cluster, but how you will process that one? That MapReduce framework will help you to process the data, okay? And then we have that Hadoop ecosystem apps, actually which build on the Hadoop core system, and like Scoop, Hive, Pig, HBase, Flume, Uzi, but we are not going to details of this ecosystem program. In this course we will mostly learn that Hadoop core components, then we will try to install that Hadoop into a single node machine. So let's see this picture. Here it is actually about that Hadoop core components. Means that Hadoop core components, we have one name node, and name node will have that resource manager. Then we have one secondary node. Then we can have multiple data node as well. So data node and name node, they will communicate with each other, and secondary node also communicate with name node. So now we need to understand what is data node, what is name node, and what is secondary name node. First let's understand what is name node. Name node hold the metadata of HDFS, like namespace information, block information. When in use, all information stored in main memory. That means when you are using the Hadoop cluster, all the information will be there in main memory, means it will be in RAM, but this information also store in disk for persistent storage. Let's say today you are using that Hadoop and you shut down it, tomorrow you come, you expect that whatever work you did yesterday, it should be there. For this purpose, it's also store the information in persistent storage also. To storing that one, actually name node manage two files, okay? One is called FS image, another is edit log. FS image means whatever work you did yesterday, all the information will be there in FS image, but whatever changes you are making today, all this log will be there in edit log file. I am not going to details of this two file. Let's understand that one, that its name node manage two file. One is FS image, another is edit log. Now we need to understand what secondary node does. Secondary node actually communicate with name node, okay, and it what it does, it take the edit log file in certain interval and merge the edit log file with the FS image and send the updated FS image to name node. So that name node always have some updated FS image. Now we need to understand what is data node. Data node is the place, means it, you can say that on data node is a slave node, but data node is the place where actual data gets stored. Means whenever you are uploading some file, means let's say you are uploading a big file into Hadoop cluster, what you will do, actually name node will not store anything, only data node will store this file. So that file will be split into multiple blocks, and that block will be stored in multiple name nodes. Okay, that is the basic of Hadoop. Okay, now I will show you how we can create a single node cluster. Single node cluster means that you will have one machine, let's say it is in Azure, or it can be in AWS, or it can be in Google Cloud as well. And in this VM you will install Hadoop, which will contain name node as well as data node and as well as secondary node. All will be there in one machine. Also that name node should have the daemon process like resource manager and then that node manager also. Now let me go to my Azure portal. Yeah, it is my Azure portal. If you see here, if you go to the virtual machine, I have one virtual machine. I keep the name Hadoop VM, and I have already taken this machine. If you want to know how you can take a VM in Azure, you will get a link in my description, so you can follow the link to create a VM. In this tutorial I am not going to details on that one. I will show you some tricks which you need to follow. First you need to make that IP address static here. Okay, means you have to go there and need to make the static, so that if you restart that one, that IP did not get changed. Okay, now let me do putty on this machine. I have already did the putty. Okay, let me do cd, go to home directory, my home cell, and now I do not have anything. Now I will install the my Hadoop cluster in this VM. So for that I will follow one documents which I made. I will give you the link of this document, so you will easily you can easily follow this link, those documents, and create your own cluster, single node cluster as well. To start install Hadoop, first you need to install Java. I have already installed Java. If you want to check what version of Java I have, let me show you this one as well. I have Java 8. So now what I will do, first I will create one user. For this one I will first create one group called Hadoop. Okay, then I will create one user named Hadoop in this group. Okay, let me do it. Yeah, now you have to assign this user to sudo group as well. So let me assign this group user to sudo group. Okay, actually I will use that Hadoop user to install my whole Hadoop, okay, to configure whole my Hadoop, and I will use that user to upload a sample file in my Hadoop cluster as well. So now what I will do, first you have to download the Hadoop. I am going to install Hadoop 2.7 in my VM. So first you need to do wget to download this file from that Apache side. So let me do wget. Yeah. Done. Then what you need to do, you have to just enter the file which you downloaded now. Yeah, enter it. And then I want to just actually install my Hadoop into my OPT folder. So let move this unzip folder into my OPT folder. Yeah, it is moved. So what I will do now, I will edit my environment variable and put that Hadoop bin in my environment variable. Yeah, let me do it. Yeah. Put it here. And save it. Then what I will do, I will make another folder called Hadoop data. Now I will change the owner of Hadoop folder. I will make that Hadoop user as a owner of my Hadoop folder. So let put this on. Also I will change the permission of Hadoop folder. Actually same thing I will do for my Hadoop data folder as well. Now after doing this, what you need to do, you have to check that SSH service. You can execute this command. If you already have the SSH service, it will show you the active, but if you do not have it, then you have to install it. Okay, but if you take the VM from Azure, it will automatically have it. Okay, so you do not need to bother about that. But if you are using your own VM, means you create one VM inside your machine, then you have to install it, means you have to install open SSH server using that command, and then you will do it. Now I am done up to this. Now what I will do, I will switch my user. I will use this Hadoop user to configure that one. For that one, what I need to do, I have to go to my Azure portal and need to go to my VM. Inside VM, what I have to do, actually I will reset the password of my Hadoop user. Means I will use one public key as a password. And so let me use this public key. I already have the public key, so I am using it. Okay, then update it. it is done. Let me duplicate this session from here, duplicate this session and log in as Hadoop. Yeah, yeah, do pwd in this folder. Yeah, before I doing anything, I will first upload one file in this folder, which I will actually put in my Hadoop cluster after installation. So let me first do it. It is done. Now going to my documents again. Now what I will do, first I will create a SSH key by using this command. Okay, SSH key, enter, and now I will add this SSH key to my authorized key. Okay, for this one I will use this command. Yeah, it is done. After doing this, I will check that I am able to connect to local host. So I will do SSH to my local host. Yeah, it is done. Then log out from the local host. Yeah, then open basic rc file. Okay, and try to go to the end of the file. Here actually what you need to do, you have to put this configuration. Okay, I have already set all the parameter as per my installation directory, so you will do as per your installation directory. Okay, let me copy this one and put it here and save it. Then source the src. Okay, now if you do echo Hadoop home, you will get your Hadoop directory. Okay, now what I will do, we have to make some changes in Hadoop environment variable, environment ss file. So here I will open it. Okay, here actually in this file you have to only change the Java home. You will give your Java home path. For me this is the Java home path, so I will give this one here. Yes, done. Then you have to make changes in core site.xml file. Okay, let me open it. Okay, here you have to put this part. That one you can change the port, but see, for this course purpose I keep it 9000. But before making that change in this port, make sure that your port is not used by any other service. Okay, then you have to make changes on HDFS site.xml file. Okay, here actually I will put this one. You do not need to make any changes in this file. If you created that folder, means Hadoop.data folder in other than OPT, then you have to make changes here. Okay, but I have created it here, so I do not need to make any changes here. Then yarn site, you have to make changes in yarn site.xml file as well. You do not need to make any changes in this part of this configuration. So what you need to do, just copy it and paste it here and save it. Done. Then you have to make some changes in MapReduce site as well. For this one, first we have to create that file, as MapReduce site.xml file from that MapReduce template file. For this one, you can execute this command. Now let open this copied file and add this following content in this file. Okay. Yeah. And then it is done. Means configuration is done. Now you have to format on that name node. So let me format it. Yeah, done. Formatting is done. Now you can start on that Hadoop. This is the command which you will use to start your HDFS. Start. It will actually start your name node, data node, as well as the secondary name node. Then if you want to stop it, you will use this command. Okay. Now you have to start the yarn as well. Yarn actually, if you yarn will actually enable two daemon process. One is resource manager and another is node manager. Then you have to start that history server as well. Okay. The history server also started. Now to check that all my services up and running, I can put that command JPS. I can do the JPS. JPS should show you this service. Means secondary name node is running, name node is running, data node is also running. I have that resource manager and node manager as well. Means I have all the service up and running. Okay. Now you have to create some folder. Okay. First let me create that user folder. Okay. And give this permission to this user folder. Okay. Now for each user you have to create a folder with that username inside that user folder. Okay. Let me create for Hadoop user, let me create that folder, this folder, Hadoop folder inside my user folder. One thing you should notice here, I am using the Hadoop fs command here. Means my folder is getting created in Hadoop file system, not my local file system. Okay. So give the permission, this permission as well. Yeah. Now all the configuration is done. Now if you want to see that HDFS web URL, you can see it. For this one, first you have to do one thing. You have to open this port in Azure VM. So how I will open this one? I will go to my Azure portal. Inside Azure portal, I will do one thing. I will go to my VM, and in VM I will go to my networking. Inside networking, I will create one inbound rule. Okay, here I will put my port, this one, and add it. It will take some time. So okay. Now if you open this one, you can see your HDFS in web. here you go. You can see the details of this your HDFS. Okay, here, and if you want to see the file system, so you can go here and you can see that one, that I have two folder. One is actually temp folder, is it is automatically creating the temp folder, and I created that user folder. Inside user folder I created a Hadoop file as well. Now what I will do, I will try to upload one file into my HDFS system. So what I will do for this one, here do the ls here. As you know, I have uploaded one file, that one, that custom.command file, in my local file system. From the local file system I want to move this file into HDFS. So for this one, what I will do, I will put that HDFS command, then fs minus put, then I will give this file name. It will automatically move the copy the file from my local system to HDFS system and inside the user Hadoop folder. Now if you go here and refresh it, you can see the file here. Means I am successfully able to install Hadoop in my single cluster. Also I am successfully able to upload one sample file for this one. So this is all from this course. You will get all the necessary documents, means whatever documents I used to build the course, inside the description. So feel free to download it and see it and try yourself. Thank you very much. If you